Well, today we find ourselves not in the shop. We are actually on a road trip, headed to Noblesville, Indiana, just north of Indianapolis. And going to look at something that's not exactly what you normally would see us get. Looking at an older Volvo. Now, when I say older, I don't mean like classics, like what we normally work on. I mean like mid-90s Volvo. But I personally am in need of a daily driver that's reliable, simple, and I can use for, you know, my typical roundabout stuff. And a Volvo wagon is just about as reliable and simple as you can get. Now, I will be honest, there is one caveat to this 940 Volvo that we're picking up. It is a 940 turbo wagon. So, the big challenge is going to be, can Austin keep his hands off it and not modify it, and just leave it alone and use it as a daily driver? I think I can. I believe in myself, at least for a little while. So we're on our way there now, and we'll see what we see when we get there. So we've arrived here in Noblesville, Indiana, about half an hour or so northeast of Indianapolis. And we're waiting at the Home Depot because this is a Craigslist purchase. And as many of you who have ever bought vehicles on Craigslist know, most people like to meet in a public place, so totally understandable. So we got here a little faster than the gentleman who's selling me this vehicle did. So we're gonna wait around and wait for a super non-sexy Volvo wagon to pull into the parking lot and see what we see. So you know those really annoying, uncomfortable moments in life where you realize that somebody else doesn't respect, you know, other people's time? Well, I drove 3 hours to get here. It's middle of a Sunday. We've been corresponding by email, and I've been waiting here for 20 minutes. I gave the guy a heads up that I was on my way. I sent him screenshots of where I am, and he's still not here. So I've been waiting here for 20 minutes. The really neat kicker is my ride has to go to work in Columbus, Ohio. So is needing to leave. So I'm gonna have her leave and head back to Columbus and be here with no ride. So hopefully this Volvo is nice. We'll see. There goes my ride. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, yeah, if I don't like this Volvo, I guess I'm going to rent a car and drive back to Columbus. The wonders of buying cars on Craigslist. So, slight update on the progress here. It's been about 15 minutes while I've been standing around waiting on my person here. I'm outside of the Home Depot in Noblesville, Indiana. And I just heard from Ken, and he is apparently 20 minutes away. So, going to be about an hour late. So hopefully I like this Volvo, and we'll see. I'm gonna walk myself down to the Speedway and grab a snack because it's, you know, middle of the afternoon. I'm a fat guy. The really good news is it's an absolutely gorgeous day. Not a cloud in the sky. Well, a couple little clouds, but absolutely beautiful day here in Noblesville, Indiana. This is the hazard of dealing with people that are on Craigslist. You know, they don't care about you, and unfortunately in this situation I'm kind of behind the 8 ball because I don't have a ride home unless I buy this guy's car. Now that's not entirely true because there is an Enterprise rent-a-car that's like 5 minutes away from here, that if I don't like this thing and I don't think it'll get me back to Columbus and I don't think it'll be a good daily driver, I can just walk away and get myself a rental car and chalk it up to $100 worth of oops. But let's be realistic here. Anybody who's known me, I've wasted $100 on dumber stuff. But yeah, so we'll see here in 15-20 minutes when he shows up. We'll do another update, see how that goes. Yippee. Well, time for another update. It's been 20 minutes. I made it to Speedway. That was an interesting experience. But got my bag of Ruffles potato chips. and my grape Powerade Zero. So I'm having myself a little camp out with the trailers outside of Home Depot. Who knows? Now, interesting caveat, right next to the Home Depot in Noblesville, Indiana, is an exotic car lot. And just moments ago, I had a Ferrari Testarossa drive past me. So that's kind of neat. If I'm stuck here much longer, maybe I'll wander over there and buy myself something from there. Stay tuned. Oh, the 90s. Testarossa. Awesome. Well, see, it's not a total loss of a day. Even if this Volvo ends up coming out bunk, at least I got to see a Testarossa. What a random day. Well, it's been another 10 minutes since the almost there text. I'm not really in a hurry right now. It's a beautiful day. I might as well work on my tan. As long as the people at Home Depot don't come out here and say anything about it. Hey, Testarossa. What a random Sunday. Turns out the seller had a very complicated day as well today. Apparently they're selling their house as well as selling their third car, which, as you can see, is a Volvo wagon, which I now own. Haha! So, welcome to the 1994 940 Volvo turbo wagon. Plans for this car. Try to leave my fingers off of it. It is a shockingly original car in pretty damn good condition. Bought it for his asking price, which was not terribly out of where I wanted to be, but you know, you gotta pay to get what you want. And this should be a pretty decent car. Now, time to take the 25-year-old, 182,000 mile untested used car on a 3-hour road trip back to Columbus. Hopefully there are no updates in this process and it gets back to Columbus without any issues. Otherwise, you guys will see it. First 30 miles of our journey back to Columbus are complete. Volvo Turbo Brick is doing well. No real main issues. Temperatures seem to be good. Turbo boost seems to be fine. I'm not going to really get on it, obviously, while I'm in the middle of a 3-hour journey back to where I need to be. We'll realize what this thing can do later on in life. But I did fill up the massive fuel tank before I hit the road, so I will not have that problem getting back to Columbus. And yeah, so far so good. The stereo sucks. It does make you remember why we all replaced stereo systems in the 90s. This was pre all of us wanting actually good audio in our cars, so the stuff that's in this thing is terrible. Terrible. It does have a Pioneer replacement head unit, so the guy can play CDs, I guess. I don't know. But powering the stock speakers is just atrocious. But, we'll figure that out later. For now, onward in the wagon.
Turn left to I-70 East. 6 on Dakota Case. And if you want to hear some inspirational music as you're getting ready for church on Sunday mornings, then you can tune in to the American Christian Music Review with Linda O'Brien Sunday mornings, beginning at 7 and ending at 9. Slow the road along.
Alright, so we are about 80 miles into our return journey, and so far so good. No weird smells, no sounds. Gauges all look good, temperatures are all fine. It's a Volvo, that's what they did. So yeah, we'll just keep on trucking on down the road. Issues so far. Other than the stereo sucks. The blower only works on high. And the air conditioning isn't very cold. That's about it. Everything else works. Power windows work. Power mirrors work. Seat heaters work. Cigarette lighter works. Yeah, it all works. So, good choice. Kind of rocky start to the day, but good things come to those who wait. So, I was a bit annoyed earlier. Things happen, but I'm glad I waited around. I'm glad I came after this car. It's gonna get me home great, and we're gonna have a good life together. And there are already plans in place for what happens when it gets back to Columbus. All right, we are 150 miles into our journey, so about 30 miles left until we hit Columbus, and there's nothing to report. It's a Volvo, it's just doing what it does. Actually, no. 2 things to report. One, the old crappy dry rotted tires that are on this thing are crappy, and they're a little bit loud. The person at Monroe Muffler who put the exhaust on this car did not run the pipes quite long enough, so the exit for the muffler is just about 4 inches too short, so some of the exhaust sound is getting trapped in the bumper and coming into the cabin, which is, you know, a little annoying. Yeah, and there is the cruise control doesn't work. Cruise control currently does not work. Now, that's probably not a big deal, probably a really simple fix, but currently it does not work. And the hazard flasher. And the hazard flasher. Right there? Yeah. That's broken. Jeez. Yeah, everything else is doing just fine. So, guess this isn't going to be an episode of Roadkill after all, which is good, because I'm not really in the mood to fix a Volvo on the side of the road, and I do have to be at work early in the morning.
Watch out for construction on road ahead.
So, other than the fact that this is Ohio and it's our state bird is the orange barrel, as many people would say, nothing to report. So we're going to stop for some food here momentarily on the way home and take this thing home. Well, there we go. She's made it home to the land of Lucore. Give you a little walk around of it. Got some stickers that are definitely going to come off. Some fish stuff. Whatever. So, yeah. She made it here. She's just fine. She's a little dirty. She's a little scuzzy. She's got some scratches on her. A couple dents on her. But all in all, it's a pretty clean Volvo. Didn't really run into many issues, which is good. Didn't really plan on running into issues because it's a Volvo and, you know, they don't do those kind of issues. So we're going to wrap this one up here. It has successfully made it back to Columbus, and we'll start the next episode with putting this thing on the rack and seeing if I made a terrible mistake buying what I bought. could never make a mistake buying a 25-year-old used car, right? Anyway, so thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this adventure with me. It's certainly been an adventure, and we'll see where things go from here. So if you wouldn't mind, click on that subscribe button, drop a comment, leave us a like. Hopefully you've enjoyed my road trip. A little bit different from what we normally do as far as our videos go, but hey, it was something new. So we'll see you next time. We'll put this guy up on the rack and see what's what. See you later.